what you can do and what you cannot do. Nobody else can decide for you, nor can you decide. Because when we say what you can, we're talking about a capability. Capabilities are never stagnant. Capabilities can be constantly enhanced. So, there's really no limit as to what one can do, because capabilities can be constantly enhanced. Better to look at it in terms of, am I holding myself back for concerns other than what I want? Many human beings, you have seen people who are historically known as great beings. This is all that happened to them. They were living with a limited identification, suddenly for some reason, some event broke their identities and suddenly they identified with a larger process that was happening around, and they did things that they themselves could not imagine. For example, Mahatma Gandhi, a very limited man, he could not make a living. He got qualified as a lawyer. I remember what he wrote when he when he went out to fight his first case in the court in India. He says, I stood up to argue my case and my heart sank into my boots. This was his expression. And of course he lost the case. Then he decided this law is not for him. He must seek some other profession because he doesn't have the courage to stand up and speak in a courtroom. Does that sound like Mahatma Gandhi? The man just moved millions of people, just one incident. Suddenly his old identities broke. He went to South Africa to make a living and he was doing okay as a lawyer. And one day he bought a first-class ticket in a train and got in. And he travelled some distance. In the next station somewhere, a white South African got in and he didn't like a brown-skinned man sitting in a first class, so he called the ticket collector. Ticket collector said, get out. Mahatma Gandhi said, I have a first-class ticket. He said, it doesn't matter, just get out. He said, no, I have a first-class ticket, why should I get out? So they threw him out of the train. His luggage and everything, they just threw him out and he fell on the platform. And he just sat there for hours. Why did this happen to me? I bought a first-class ticket, why am I thrown out of a train? Suddenly he identified himself with a larger predicament of the people. Till then his survival, his law, his making money was all important. Suddenly he identified with a much larger problem that existed. And he became a colossus. Just broke that little identification and moved into a much larger identity. Probably there has never been another man on this planet who moved as many people as Mahatma Gandhi moved, with such simple ways. I don't call him a spiritual person, but socially, politically, absolutely relevant for that day. Never before another conquering force on the planet has been made to vacate the land where they had taken roots without firing bullets at them or killing them or anything like this. Never before such a thing has happened. People who have conquered the land have conquered at a certain price. They won't go easy. They won't go easy. but it was made to look as if they went easy. It didn't happen easy, but without fighting, without bloodshed, because the man could move people into that kind of action, but a kind of passive action. See, shooting at the soldiers who are carrying guns is one thing. Throwing bombs at them is another thing. But just going there, standing on the street and willing to be beaten down on the heads with cracked skulls, you fall down, one line of people fall down, the next line of people come and give their skulls to be broken again, is a completely different kind of strength. It's not easy. It takes a very deep inner strength for a person to do that. Dying in fighting is different. You're also fighting, somebody else also is fighting with you get killed, that's a different thing. Without fighting, just going and getting killed is a very different thing. That's what he managed to do. And all that happened to him was from his small identity of himself and his family and wanting to make a living, his identity just exploded, identifying with the larger problem of the people that was there at that time. So, don't put a limit on yourself as to what you can do and what you cannot do. You do everything that you can do. What does not happen is what you could not do. Isn't it? What did not happen is what you could not do, isn't it? But you did everything possible, everything that you can imagine. Still some things didn't happen. Those are things you cannot do.
You can only set a goal according to your present level of understanding and knowledge, isn't it? You think you've reached a point where you know everything in the universe? So if you set a goal, what kind of goal will you set? A very meager goal. I would tell the young people, don't set a goal. If you have absolute devotion to what you're doing right now, depending upon the times and the opportunities, we will go as far as we go. But if you're always concerned about the finish line, if you get to the goal, you will be disappointed. If you don't get there, you will be broken. Most successful people on the planet, how many of them are joyfully driving their BMW? Only those who are absolutely devoted to what they're doing, they have done significant things on this planet, and that's what you must do.
Sadhguru, all of us sitting in this hall have some goals. And as most of us are students, our goals are at the maximum level. We would like to know, we are very eager to know, when you were of our age, what was that thing which you wanted to become? What was your goal?
Oh, this is beginning like an interrogation. Well, frankly, I had no goal of any kind. To such a point that my father used to, what will this boy do? He's not interested in anything. But it was completely wrong because I was interested in so many things. I was not interested in the things that he was interested. I was absolutely interested in many, many things. See, when we say goals, we must understand this. From where you are, if you set a goal for your life, you can only set a goal according to your present level of understanding and knowledge, isn't it? You think you've reached a point where you know everything in the universe? So if you set a goal, what kind of goal will you set? A very meager goal. And if you grow rapidly, you will be terribly disappointed with your own goal. But this has been taught to you in the recent years that you must be goal-oriented. If you… let's say you want mangoes in your house, If you want mangoes, you don't have to think of mangoes. You have to think of soil, you have to think of manure, you have to think of water, you have to think of sunlight. None of them look or taste like mango. But if you take care of those things, mangoes will come. But suppose you have a strong desire for mango, but you did nothing about growing a mango tree in your home, you will want to steal it from him, if he has. Yes or no? So if you have goals, what you're calling as goals is just your desires. And your desires are just an outcome of the kind of thought process that you have right now. The kind of thought process that you have right now is only dependent upon the sort of data that you have collected right now. In 20 years' time of life, what kind of data do you believe you have gathered to set a goal for life? Not necessary. So, this is something that I'm bringing about. Recently, every year we have this business. We have a business event in the month of November. Many business leaders come, all the top business leaders have been there. 200 CEOs come every year to train with us for 4 days. So last year, one of them was asking me, who's running a major multinational company, "Sadhguru, we pick the best from the IITs and IIMs and we keep paying them more and more and they keep asking for more and more. But when I look at your organization, you pay nothing to any of them and it seems to function many times better than our corporation. What is the secret?" I said, "See, this is all it is. We are devoted to the process. We are not concerned about the goal. We are absolutely devoted to the process. Because of our devotion to the process of what we are doing right now, if you do not do what you're doing right now well, your goal is just going to be a fancy desire, isn't it? Hello? Yes or no? Hello? Your goal is going to be just a fanciful desire that you made up in your mind, and that is not even yours. Your goals are all borrowed from 10 other people. Whatever is the trend today, that is your goal, isn't it? I would tell the young people, don't set a goal. If you have absolute devotion to what you're doing right now, depending upon the times and the opportunities, we will go as far as we go. But if you're always concerned about the finish line and not the step that you're taking right now, you will fall flat on your face, most probably. If you get to the goal, you will be disappointed. If you don't get there, you will be broken. Most successful people on the planet, I want you to just look at it, don't just go by what I say. Just go on the street and watch people. Leave the people who are driving bullock cart and this and that. Just watch those people who are driving BMWs, Mercedes and whatever else, okay? Successful people. Just carefully watch them. How many of them are joyfully driving their BMW? Hello? How many of them are joyfully driving their dream car that they worked for? You will see hardly anybody, unless it's a stolen car. So, those who have gotten to their goals are disappointed. Those who could not get there are broken and frustrated. What's the point of a life like this? Your ability to do things is enhanced only when you're absolutely devoted to the process in which you're involved. I'm using the word devotion intentionally because people think devotion means going to the temple. You tell me, in any field, any arena of life, sport, art, music, politics, spirituality, you name it, whatever you want, academics, has anybody reached any significant levels of achievement without being devoted to what they are doing? Hello? Has anybody reached? Mediocre things they have done. Only those who are absolutely devoted to what they are doing, they have done significant things on this planet, and that's what you must do.
Sadhguru, so as you told us that goals, those who achieve the goals aren't that happy, and those who don't have,
I thought I'll just scare you a little bit.
and those who don't have goals are also not happy. But goals are the starting point. But a lot…
No, please, let me correct this. Is goal a starting point or a finishing line, please? Which is it?
It's both ways.
How is that? How is goal a starting point? Is goal a finishing line or a starting point, please? Please, you must tell me, all of you, is goal a starting line or a finishing line?
But like if like goal is something that motivates us to once we think of a goal in mind…
You're coming to the point now. So, you have been trained like a circus monkey. You know? Circus monkeys are like this. If you want them to do a trick, you have to give them a sweet. Otherwise, I won't do it. One more little sweet. Don't be a circus monkey. I thought we evolved out of being monkeys long time ago. Hello? So, you're only working, what will I get, what will I get, what will I get? What the hell will you get? You'll die one day, that's all. You think you're going to get something in the end? No, you're just going to die one day. The question is only how beautiful and significant and intense of a life that you lived, that's all there is. What will you get in the end? Goal is the end point, isn't it? What do you think you'll get at the end of your life? I want you to visit old age homes, hospices, where people are reaching the end of their life. Just look at them and see what do you think they've gotten? Nothing. Either they lived a profound life or they did not, that's all there is.
If you stayed until now, if you paused your day to listen, that already sets you apart from most. Like the video, comment where you're watching from, and check the links in the description. You'll definitely find more content that continues this conversation with you. Thanks, big hug, and see you in the next video.